Look, nothing ruins your day at the range quicker than that awful click when you're expecting a bang. Your stomach drops immediately. Those hands start shaking bad, and that pricey gun you bought feels about as useful as a brick right now. Here's what most folks don't get though. About 90% of jam problems, they're actually simple fixes you can handle in your garage. Don't need no gunsmith. Won't cost you an arm and a leg either. I'm gonna share 15 tricks that'll transform your jammy piece into something actually reliable. And honestly, the number one trick is so obvious you'll probably slap yourself for missing it. Disclaimer: this video is provided for informational purposes only. Always adhere to the manufacturer's guidelines. Prioritize safety protocols at the shooting range and familiarize yourself with applicable local laws and regulations. The techniques demonstrated are commonly employed by experienced shooters. However, if any aspect appears unsafe, or if you are uncertain about performing repairs or modifications, consult a qualified gunsmith before proceeding with any work on your firearm. Number 15. Stop that Glock limp-wrist thing. So your polymer pistol's throwing brass right at your face and jamming up constantly? Yeah, I've been there too. You're probably doing that limp-wrist thing and don't even realize it's happening. Here's what's going on. Polymer frames, they're lighter than steel ones. They actually need your grip for providing the resistance so everything cycles right. Lock them wrists solid. I mean really solid. Get yourself a good thumbs forward grip, going with about 60% pressure from that support hand and maybe 40% from your shooting hand. Still having problems after that? Try switching from 115 grain bullets to 124 grain ones if you're shooting 9mm. The extra weight gives more energy for the slide to work properly. This fix works almost every single time when you get the technique down. The truth is, more Glocks jam from bad grip than actual mechanical problems. Get that grip right and watch those stovepipes just disappear completely. When I first learned this, man, it changed everything for me at the range. Number 14. That mortar move for really bad jams. Sometimes your AR-15 gets stuck so bad, the charging handle won't even move a little bit. That's when you need the mortar technique. First thing, take that magazine out. Always do this first. Seriously. Point your rifle somewhere safe. If you've got an adjustable stock, collapse it down. Then grab that charging handle with both hands like you're holding on for dear life. Here's where it gets interesting. Smack that buttstock heel against something hard while you're pulling the charging handle at the same time. The weight of the rifle, it multiplies your pulling force way beyond what you could do with just your arms. This move clears about 85 to 90% of really stuck jams when nothing else works. Can't tell you how many times this saved my bacon at the range. Just remember though, magazine comes out first or you'll make everything worse. Number 13. Tap, rack, bang for quick fixes. Click but no bang? Don't stand there thinking about it. Just do the drill. Tap the magazine bottom real hard with your palm. Rack that charging handle or slide back hard. Don't be gentle about it. Check your sights quick. Then bang if you need to shoot. This approach fixes like 90 to 95% of simple malfunctions right away. It reseats magazines that aren't sitting right, gets rid of bad rounds, puts fresh ammo in the chamber faster than you can figure out what went wrong anyway. Military guys and cops, they drill this constantly because it just works. Makes it automatic, and you'll be clearing jams before other people even know they got one. Number 12. Fixing magazine feed lips. Your rounds keep diving into the feed ramp like they're trying to crash land. Problem's probably bent feed lips messing up how cartridges present themselves. Get the right tools for adjusting. Don't use pliers. Trust me on this. Measure that gap with calipers if you've got them. AR mags need around 0.380 inches front and back. For 1911s, you want parallel lips up front, curved to about 0.187 inches in back. Bend just a tiny bit at a time. Test with dummy rounds after each adjustment to see if it's better. Do it right, and you'll save magazines that were heading for the trash can. This fixes maybe 75 to 85% of feeding problems with messed up magazines. 20 minutes of careful work's way cheaper than buying new ones at today's crazy prices. I've saved probably a dozen magazines this way over the years. Number 11. Getting buffer weight right. Your AR-15 short stroking like crazy? Cases flying everywhere except where they should. Wrong buffer weight's probably your problem. Use a regular carbine buffer for mid-length gas, H1 buffer for carbine gas systems, H2 if your system's overgassed. Watch where cases eject. You want about 4 o'clock position, maybe 6 to 8 feet from where they came out. Buffer weight. It controls how fast your bolt moves and how long it stays put. Too light, and the bolt goes faster than the magazine can keep up. Too heavy, and it won't cycle all the way through. Get this right, and you'll fix like 80 to 85% of cycling problems. Should be the first thing you check after messing with the gas system. Number 10. Tuning your AR's gas system. An overgassed AR beats itself up bad and spits out problems constantly. Time for some proper tuning, friend. Put in an adjustable gas block if you haven't got one. Start with it fully open. Load just 1 round. Shoot and see if the bolt locks back empty. Keep reducing gas until the bolt just barely locks when the mag's empty. Then open it back up about a quarter turn from that minimum spot. Good gas timing lets pressure drop in the chamber before it starts extracting. This one thing eliminates about 85 to 90% of timing problems in ARs. Test different ammo weights too. What works great for 55 grain might not work for 77 grain bullets. Gotta find that sweet spot for what you shoot. I spent a whole afternoon getting mine perfect, but man was it worth it. Number 9. Actually looking at your ammo. Sometimes the easiest check saves you the biggest headaches later. Before you load up, really look at those bullets. Check for dents, cracks, bulges in the cases. Make sure primers sit flat, not sticking out, not crushed in. Check that the overall length is consistent. And please, skip that sketchy reloaded ammo from some dude's garage operation. Primers sticking out cause slam fires. Dented cases, they won't chamber right. Different lengths create all kinds of feeding problems you don't want. This 30-second check eliminates like 85 to 95% of ammo problems. Free insurance against ruining your whole range trip. Quick pause. If you're enjoying the video, tap that like button and hit subscribe. It really helps us reach more great folks like you. Alright, back to it. Number 8. Storing ammo the right way. Your ammo sat in a hot car trunk all summer long? Now it won't fire right? That ain't no coincidence, buddy. Store your ammunition between 55 and 85 degrees. Humidity around 30 to 50%. Get those military surplus cans with those little moisture-absorbing packets. Don't let temperatures swing more than 20 or 30 degrees. Never, and I mean never, leave ammo sitting in cars or direct sun. Temperature changes. They loosen primers and brass. Humidity over 60% makes everything corrode faster. Get over 125 degrees and the powder starts breaking down chemically. That's real bad. Store it right and you'll have 99% reliability for more than 10 years. Easy. That 90% drop in storage problems makes them ammo cans worth every penny you spent. I learned this the hard way after ruining a whole case of match ammo in my attic one summer. Number 7. Brass cases are worth it. Steel-cased ammo saves money until your gun starts choking on it constantly. Here's the real deal. Lucky Gunner tested this stuff. Brass had 0 problems while steel caused 9 to 15 jams per 1,000 rounds shot. Steel cases, they don't expand and contract right, which creates extraction nightmares you don't want. Pick quality brass ammo from Federal, Winchester, Homedy, the good stuff. Yeah, it costs more money, but it's 10 to 20 times less likely to cause problems pulling cases out. This one change improves your reliability by 95 to 99% easily. Save those steel cases for AK rifles that'll eat anything. Your nice AR or pistol deserves better treatment. Number 6. Polishing that feed ramp. Hollow points getting stuck on your feed ramp like they're scared to go in? Time for some polishing work. Put some fine polishing compound on a cotton swab. Polish that feed ramp following its natural shape with light circles. If you're doing multiple stages, start with 600 grit first. Important warning here, only polish. Never remove actual metal or change the angles. You're just smoothing out tool marks, not redesigning what John Browning already perfected years ago. This makes feeding 15 to 20% better, especially on 1911 pistols. Fixes about 60 to 70% of hollow point problems. Just don't go crazy with it. This ain't a contest for the shiniest feed ramp. Number 5. Getting rid of chamber carbon rings. That nasty carbon ring in your chamber causes pressure problems and extraction issues most people don't even know about. Every 200 or 300 rounds, soak that chamber with something like Vortex C4 that removes carbon good. Use a chamber brush making circles. Focus on the throat area for rifles especially. If you already got a carbon ring buildup, soak a nylon mop in solvent and leave it sitting in the throat for 15 to 30 minutes. That carbon will give up eventually. Trust me. Cleaning regularly prevents 90% of carbon feeding problems. Skip this step and watch your expensive match rifle turn into a single shot real quick. Number 4. The dental floss extractor cleaning. Your extractor's got more carbon on it than an old chimney. No wonder it ain't grabbing cases right anymore. Use them dental floss picks soaked in solvent for cleaning between the extractor and bolt face. Don't even need to take nothing apart. Clean that extractor hook every 1,000 or 2,000 rounds you shoot. Carbon buildup, it kills how strong the extractor grabs. Clean ones keep the right spring tension and hook shape for pulling cases out reliably. This prevents about 75 to 85% of extraction problems. Dirty extractors cause the second most semi-auto jams, right after bad lubrication. I started doing this after a match where my gun wouldn't extract anything. Never had that problem again. Number 3. The 500 round spring replacement rule. Your recoil spring looks okay, but it's actually lost 10% of its length already. That's your problem right there, my friend. Keep track of how many rounds you shoot religiously. Replace those springs on schedule, 3,000 to 5,000 rounds for 40 and 357 SIG, maybe 5,000 to 10,000 for 9mm and 45. Test your spring length against a new one. Replace it when it's compressed 10%. Weak springs, they can't overcome extraction forces or strip rounds good. It's like having worn shocks in your truck. Everything else starts suffering too. This prevents about 65 to 75% of cycling problems. $20 springs beat $1,000 frame damage any day of the week. Number 2. Magazine spring replacement time. Your magazine's feeding like they're climbing uphill in molasses? Springs are done for. Simple as that. Replace magazine springs every 5,000 to 10,000 rounds or when they lose 10% compression. Rotate your loaded mags monthly too. Clean inside magazines with a dry brush. Never put oil in there. Magazine springs, they push rounds up into position. When they get weak, the slide goes faster than the magazine can feed, causing double feeds and other failures nobody wants. Since 60 to 70% of feeding problems come from magazines, new springs prevent 80 to 90% of magazine jams. Best $20 you'll spend this year. Number 1. The less is more oil method. Here's the simple trick that fixes most jams. Doing lubrication right. Not drowning it, not running it dry, but getting it just perfect. Field strip your gun first. Put a thin layer of good gun oil only where metal touches metal. Slide rails, bolt carrier spots, barrel locking areas, trigger pivot points. Use grease on high pressure spots like bolt lugs, where things really grind. Work the action maybe 10 to 15 times so it spreads around good. Then, this part's important, wipe off the extra oil. Too much oil attracts dirt like crazy. Not enough creates friction that kills your cycling. Get it right and you prevent 85 to 90% of cycling jams easily. Studies show 70 to 80% of semi-auto problems come from bad lubrication. Master this one thing and most of your problems just disappear like magic. So there you have it, 15 tricks that fix 90% of jam problems. Best part is, most don't cost anything at all. Start with good lubrication and quality brass ammo first. Just these 2 changes eliminate most malfunctions you'll see. Add regular spring changes and proper cleaning. Now you've got yourself a recipe for real reliability. Which fix saved your range day before? Drop a comment and tell us your worst jam story. We've all been there before. If this helped you out, hit that like button and subscribe to All About Survival for more straight-talking firearms content. Remember, folks, friends don't let friends shoot dirty guns with cheap ammo. Master these tricks and your firearm will run smooth as butter, just louder and way more fun.